As you can see that this video we will discuss about file permissions in Linux. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so in Linux, file permissions is a bit of a mystery. Let's sort this thing here now. So if I create a file, touch file 1, and if I say ls, I can see the file. If I do ls-lh, it will tell me about the file in detail. So if I say here, this is about everything that you can do with the file. Here the user is root, and the group is also here root, and this is the file size here, and this is the time it was created, and this is the file name here. So this is all the information here that you can see. And how we know that this is a file? So you can see from here, this shows that this is a file. Okay, that's pretty clear now. All right, there we go now. There's another command that you can use that is called ll. That's called long listing. That also gives you the same output that you expect here now. So, okay, so if I do clear here now, let's say if I want to give here now, this is for the owner, as you can see here. This is for the group, and this is for others. So we can see that owner is got write and read access at the moment. Group is got only read access for this particular file 1, and others they only got read access at the moment now. So if I do chmod, and we can use number 7 because 7 is a combination of 4, 2, and 1. So 4 means read, 2 means write, and 1 means execute. So if I want to give everybody read, write, and execute, then 7 is for owner, 7 for group, and 7 for others. And then I specify the file name, that is file 1. If I do ll, so you can see that everyone has got read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. Okay, let's say if I want to give access to only my group and the user but no one else, then you go chmod, obviously 7, and then you go 0 and file 1. So if you do ll, you can see that others has got no access, only the owner and the groups, they've got access, read, write, and execute. So normally the execution is only for the script like bash script or any program that you want to execute, just like in Windows we have exe. All right, so if I make a directory now, mkdir folder 1, if I do ls-lh, it's just the habit. You can see again that this has got again the root, not this here. I want this. Let me go back. Okay, so at the moment here now this has got the root because I'm logged in as root, and this is the group is root here now. And as you can see that how we know that this is a directory and that is a file, because here the letter D, you can see it from here. All right, beautiful. So this is pretty much clear now. So we know this is file here. If I can narrow it down here, so see from here this is file, and the letter D here shows that this is the directory here, and not just the color. Okay, cool. So if I go ls-lh, so we know what we're doing. Okay, so if I want to modify for a directory now, I want to change for others and groups 0 permission. How do I do that? chmod again, and you specify 700 and folder 1. If you do ll, you get again that others and group and others, they got 0 access, so they can't open the file here. Only the owner can read, write, or execute. What if you want to give others access and you don't want to give the groups access? How do you do that? chmod, and you go 707, for example, folder 1 ll. See, so group has got no access, and the owner got read write execute, read write execute. So that's pretty much it. You play with the number 7. So 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is execute. So if you combine all these are equal to 7. So if you want to give someone read permissions, you just use 4. For example, chmod 4, right? And if you want to give just everybody like full permission, full last is 7. So 7 and then 0, for example. It's just like the way you played out with the permissions. All right, let's test something important here now. For example, if we want to have a group that stays the same no matter who creates the file. For example, like inherited permissions in Linux, how does it work? So if you do ll, we know that here you got user is root and the group is root here now, but we want a group that is not root, any other group, for example, and if any user creates any file in the group, this always belongs to the group that we have assigned to. Let me show you by example. Maybe it's not clear enough, but let's do it with the example here now. Let's say if I want to add one group, so group add, I want to name this group as security group. Okay. Yep, so our group should be added now here. Okay, perfect. Now I wanna change group for this folder 1, my security group that I named now. Okay, so do chmod, chgrp, and you do security group and you do folder 1. Okay, if you do ll nav, so now the group is changed for folder 1. Now here is named as security group here now. Let's do for the file as well. Okay, so chgrp and we go security group file 1. Okay, if you do ll, so you can see that both is got the security group here now that we just created now. So imagine, for example, under this group here now, any users that are part of this group, whatever they create, any users can open the file and play with the file the way we give the permissions to. How do we do that? Okay, let me set up an S bit for folder 1. So if I do chmod g plus s to folder 1. Okay, so do ls-lh. So you can see that this is an S bit that is set here now. S bit here now. So this S bit will make sure that any member of this group, anything they create in this one here, they will always be tagged under the security group, for example. Remember the way we just did here, that group was root and user was root here as well. So anything they create, this will always belong to root here now. But now we want to say that, okay, anything you create under this test folder 1 here, this will always belong to security group. Let's see how this works now. Okay, and ls-lh. Okay, perfect. Clear ll. Okay, now we go to cd folder 1, ls-lh. You can see there's nothing here. Let's say if we want to create one file, touch file 2, file 3, file 4. We just created a couple of files. If we do ll, now there you go. So anything that you create here will always be tagged with the right group, that is security group, not the root group that the owner is, because owner here doesn't matter. So if we have, let's say, 1,000 member under security group, they can access any file that is created. In this case, they can access these files we have created. So this is super cool in terms of inherited permissions. ls-lh. There you go, right? So now we can see that this is a file and the owner has got read write, others got read, a group got read access, and others got read access as well, right? But they belong to security group here now, the one we have created. So imagine when you create a user and you add that user to pod, that is security group here. So that means anything they create under this folder here with the security group, this will always have the same permissions no matter what. And we have already discussed that how to change the permissions. And in Linux is all about you play with the 7-bit number. So it's 4, 2, and 1. 4 is for read, 2 is for write, and 1 is for execute. But normally execution is just about bash script. So I think that video explains pretty much everything about inherited permissions, how to change the file permissions, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And I will like to see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.